Time now is 5 o'clock. Welcome to the South King Fire Board of Fire Commissioners meeting. Chief Crossan, pledge allegiance, please. Thank you. Approval of the minutes from regular meeting on February 25th, 2025. Hopefully everyone had time to read them. Do I have a motion?
I will move to approve the minutes from the regular meeting of February 25, 2025.
Motion by Commissioner Burr, second by Commissioner Fuller. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. We have minutes for February 25th. Item 4, Commissioner comments. Any commissioners' comments at all? I will start with Commissioner Gates.
No comments, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Medina.
Nothing for me, thank you.
Commissioner Burris.
I do. So in our process for hiring the interim chief, at the very end, we tried something that I don't think we've ever done before in the district. We included some extra people in the final process. We had HR, we had labor, we had a battalion chief, and a deputy chief. What's the word we're using? No, participants. We included more people than just the commissioners as far as getting input on the process. And at the end of it, it seemed like everybody on the commission was pretty thrilled with how that worked out. We got some input that I don't think we would have gotten if it had just been the 5 of us listening. And I believe we were all I know we've had some discussions on not only do we want to do that again, but we want to bring that input in at an earlier stage of the process. And I just figured out a couple of days ago, it was after the agenda was already published, that in our committee for the hiring process for this new chief, we didn't include labor. And for me, that was just an oversight. I'm even the person that read the motion, and I missed it. I'm hoping that at some point before we end tonight's meeting, that we can address that situation and find out, for me, it was an oversight, but let's have a real discussion on whether or not we want to include labor into our committee. So.
Thank you, Commissioner Burris. Commissioner Fuller? Thank you. I just want to say thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. I know it's a sunny day for the first one for the year, and I see a lot of folks out here, which is good. So I'd like to see the meetings full, mostly all the time, right? So just to make the effort, and I also want to thank the department and all the agencies for, again, their work that we're doing out here, and to know, to piggyback a little bit on Commissioner Burris, do the right thing to find the right fire chief is going to take some time. So I ask for patience that we work through this, make it a correct and comprehensive search and plan to do this. Because I know that we want to go back. We don't want to go backwards. We always go forward. And so to be able to do that, everything has to fit right, and we want to make it right. But it also takes everyone's effort to do that and patience. So I'm asking for that. So just please let the process flow. Like Commissioner Burris said, we're going to make mistakes. We can correct them if we can. But know that we all here, everyone, the membership 2024, everybody is working for the same goal, is to find the next leader of this fire department. So thank you. Item 5, public comments. Please state your name and address for the record. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. Do we have any public comment?
Chair Baruso, other commissioners, thank you very much for letting a has-been speak. I don't attend too many meetings, as you are well aware, but I have a couple of questions. And I know that the question of the chief process was addressed, but I hear very little of it out in the streets. The public, the people that pay for your services. So I think an outreach of some sort would be better, or would be more helpful, give us a better fire department for the people that we serve and for the people that pay for us. I think that's just my testimony. Next, I've read the audit report. I have read the article in the Mirror. What are the commissioners going to do about it? Is there going to be reimbursement, legal proceedings for theft of public property, sanctions, fees paid by church to protect Brandon? And that is maybe a recusal. Those are the questions and the public testimony that I would like to make. I hope I challenge you all to produce a better fire department for the people that work hard, pay their taxes, and retire happily. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Go ahead. Executive Director Ganley, you want to address? I think there's some things that I know that the commission can't say, but there's things in that to follow. So I will let you follow up with that.
Former Commissioner Freitas, the board took action earlier this year. I think it was in January. They made a motion to direct us to notify Mr. Church of our intent to collect. We did that on March 14th. So that process is in play. More to come. You have to speak into the microphone.
Do you have any other things to say about it, or is that subject to further meetings of the commission?
We need to meet with the board and talk about where we're at in the process. So nothing more at this time.
One more quick one, if I might. Turnout times, response times. Kevin, can you help me here? Have you shortened up some times, some turnout times?
I'll be happy to address it. It's actually been a topic at the admin staff level that's something we do need to take before the board. As you know, the turnout times are the same ones that were set when you were on the board. It has actually been a topic in the last month. So it's just a matter of putting a package together, building a recommendation. I literally just met with some of the data team earlier this week, or last week, and had some conversations and running things. But that topic is going on.
Can you get them out of the station quicker?
That's something that every fire department on the country looks at, right? And then that's the one thing that we really can do, and it's a hot topic of every department around.
We're the best. We need it. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Yes.
Dean Baston, President Local 2024. Just wanted to say thank you for being included in the interim chief process. And then also, if we're allowed in the fire chief process, we look forward to working with you guys again. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other comment? Mr. Freitas, I will make sure that we talk about some public outreach for the chief position? Other than that, okay. Seeing and hearing no other comments, we're going to move to Commissioner Committee reports. Are there any reports? Commissioner Gates?
There was, excuse me, two budget, finance, and audit committee committee meetings during the past month. One was on February 26th, and it was a meeting, the exit interview with the state auditors, and a copy of that audit report was in your packet. And then we had a second meeting on March 18th and that report's in your packet also. If there's any questions, yeah, Caroline would be happy to answer.
Any questions for Commissioner Medino? Okay. Any other reports? Yes, go ahead.
The hiring committee met, and that's on our agenda later in the meeting, but you guys did receive some documents related to that we'll talk about later.
Thank you. Any other reports? Okay. Here and seeing none, item 7, the Lake Haven easement agreement. Anyone reporting on that at all? Okay. All right. Just for the two. Do you want to ask Director Lee for that? Do I have a question, Commissioner Burrs?
Yeah, I just thought it might be nice for everybody else to get a quick explanation of what this is about.
Yeah, so the short story is Lake Haven had performed some work with their $54 or $56 million building that they built right next to 62s. We did a survey, and the survey showed that their utility is sitting on our access easement. There's no agreement. And there were some other changes that were made that were not approved by the board. And so as a result, we had negotiated a deal with them to redraw the lines of the access easement to make it better for both parties, but also make it a utility easement. So that way, if we sell the land for whatever reason, that they would carry that utility easement in perpetuity. So how we derived the number was based on cost estimates to move a flagpole and lights. And that number came out to be about $150,000. Initially, Lake Haven offered $50,000, and I said it's going to be a little bit more than that. So we were very forthcoming with them, letting them know that more than likely Station 62 is going to get a remodel, knock on wood, with the sale of the property. And so in good faith, I said, we're not going to make any moves, but let's negotiate a deal. And so we agreed on $75,000 for us to redraw the lines. They paid for the survey to redraw the lines for us. And so it actually benefits the firefighters of Station 62 because there's a section of the old easement agreement that there was no access, egress or ingress. And so what they did was essentially from the south to the west side, it's like an L shape now. That's a perfect L shape. Before it was kind of all over the place. And so square footage wise, we went from 26,096 square feet to 24,975. Where we lost the square footage is basically that new fence line that they built on the west side of the building. They just moved the easement to that fence line. There's no point of having an access easement on the other side of the line, right? So that's the short story. So this agreement in exchange for their mistake is a $75,000 lump sum payment to the district. Yep.
Any other questions? Hearing no questions, I need a motion to accept the easement agreement.
I'll make a motion to accept the Lake Haven easement agreement.
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Burrs, seconded by Commissioner Medino. Any other discussion on the motion on the table? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. So any questions on item 8, local 2024 facility assistant MOU? Seeing none, I need a motion, please. Accept the facility assistant MOU local 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve the local 2024 facilities assistant MOU.
Is there a
Oh.
second?
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Burrs, second by Commissioner Medino. Any other discussion on the motion on the table? Yes, Commissioner Gates.
Um, I'm going to be voting against both of these MOUs. Not that I don't think they're needed or whatever, but I found out today, I called Director Ganem and he had a couple suggestions and found one small error, which not a big deal. But I was told that because the union had already voted on this, no changes could be made. And I strongly disagree with these things being voted upon by the union. And then when they get to us, it's too late to make any changes or any suggestions. One of the reasons that we're supposed, all you're asking us to do tonight is rubber stamp them. That's the bottom line. But the board has to approve these because they may involve budgetary considerations. They may involve a change in contract language, but we've had no chance for any input on anything here. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion on motion on the table? So local 2024 facility assistant MOU. Commissioner Burrs.
We talked about it a little earlier today, and I think as we move forward, kind of an easy solution would be that before the union actually votes on an MOU, that it's presented to the commissioners and we approve or disapprove and then have the vote. Just kind of change up the order a little bit. And then we can make some minor changes without going through the whole voting process, which we all know is lengthy.
Thank you. Any other comments? So I have a motion on the table. Motion by Commissioner Burrs, second by Commissioner Medino. Accept local 2024 facility assistant MOU. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
I have 3 for, and 2 against. Motion passes. Item 9, local 2024 MIH MOU. Do I have a motion?
I will make a motion to approve the local 2024 MIH MOU.
I will second.
Motion by Commissioner Burrs, seconded by Commissioner Medino. Any discussion on the motion on the table for the 2024, local 2024 MIH MOU?
I guess I'd make the same statement of bringing it to the board before it's finalized.
Thank you, Mr. Fuller. Any other comments? Hearing seen none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
3-2, motion passes. We're down to item 10, administrative team report.
See if this works. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Board of Commissioners. Very quickly, just want to touch on some of it's not picking up. The microphone is on. That's weird. Is it picking up now? How about this one? Raven, the microphones aren't, you can hear it? We good? He says he can hear me. Transcript is not picking up. Always something, isn't there? Try it now. Are we good? Okay, we're good. Thank you. Okay, I just want to touch on a few things that former Commissioner Freitas touched on. Thank you for your comments tonight. Okay. Okay. I think you came around November, maybe October, when we were presenting the budget, and you talked about community and service and response times. And we mentioned during that period that that's on our priority list. I think under the circumstances of the last couple of years, we have moved away from focusing on why we're here. We're here to serve the community and do what's right by the community. And we are working hard to improve our service levels. Our firefighters are extremely busy. Our call volume is far more than it was when you served as a commissioner. And we're taking steps right now to mitigate that and to increase units to the community. And our strategic planning and our standards of coverage document, hopefully later this year, will put a focus on response times so that you as a citizen know that we're working for you. Okay. I know you were being lighthearted and get them out faster, but they get out the door as fast as they can. Okay. Couple of things. I didn't have a staff report. We've been rather busy the last few weeks and months. I want to talk about a couple of things. Fire Marshal Nichols and I had a meeting with the chamber. Rebecca Martin from the chamber reached out to us and wanted to partner on some initiatives. One of them has to do with the healthcare industry with a focus on heart attack services. And so I've asked Chief Deffenbaugh to work with the chamber on that initiative. Another initiative that's more focused on economic development and bridging the gap between what new businesses understand their public services provide for them. We're going to serve on that committee. And so it's nice to kind of get settled down and get back into the groove of things and working with our partners and being more present and out there. So a couple of positive things on the chamber front. Last month, at the end of February, we got a 30-day extension on the 3/20th property sale. The buyer can exercise two 30-day extensions. They exercised one of them, which pushes the closing date to April 2nd. We're going to keep our fingers crossed that that's the only one, but they could possibly extend another 30 days. So we're watching it closely, but we are hopefully very close to putting the 3/20th property sale behind us, which gives us the green light to move forward on some major projects. The Station 62 remodel, as Director Lee put in his staff report, as he refers to it as programming, will commence. Really, it's the planning behind it. So as soon as we have a check in hand, we're going to start the remodel process of Station 62 and what that looks like. He's got as he stated in his report, we'll have a committee, we'll have buy-in from our firefighters and everybody in between on what that process looks like. But for the community that doesn't know what we're doing, the quickest way for us to be able to add resources to the community is to free up space at Station 62. We have outgrown Station 62. The administrative and support staff need to get out of that building to create more room for firefighters. So that's what we're doing right now. And that's why we purchased the Olympic building, and we're working on tenant improvements with the goal of moving in later this year. So we have a lot of things in motion, but we should see hopefully units and resources added in the very short future. That's the quickest thing that we can do right now. On the Olympic building, we are watching what's going on at the national level. There's sometimes 20% tariffs and sometimes 200% tariffs. And so that's made us a little bit nervous about what the final cost is going to be for some of the projects that we're doing, not only the Olympic building, but Station 62 or ordering apparatus. The list goes on. We're subjected to it just like everybody else. So we're watching closely and keeping our fingers crossed that everything settles down and we can still afford to do these things. Finance and I met with bond counsel and underwriting this last month. And the reason why we met with them is we're actually 10 years now into the 2015 bond. There's something called a call date, which is the date in which the bonds can be restructured, refinanced, sold back, or bought back. And we met with bond counsel, and they're recommending, based off of where we're at today and interest rates, that we could actually refinance those bonds and save the taxpayers about $2 million over the remaining 10 years of the bond. So that's a very positive thing. Anytime that we can save the taxpayers money, that's something that we're interested in doing. So we've got things in motion to look at what that looks like later this year, and the Finance and Audit Committee will, receive report outs on what that looks like. But we also talked about what we need to do for the next bond. Again, for the public, and we've tried to put this into our community newsletters, but we are very cognizant of how many times we ask the public for their tax dollars. By selling surplus property, we can turn that money into project money. And that's what we're doing with the sale of the 320th property. It gives us the funds to finally upgrade Station 62, purchase apparatus, purchase property for the next fire station. And that's what we're looking at right now. We actually are working behind the scenes. Director Lee has had some preliminary conversations with certain stakeholders in our community to actually look at where our next fire station is going to be. And this is exciting stuff because we haven't built a fire station in almost 40 years. So how do we increase services to the community? We have to grow with the community, and we're having those conversations right now. So while we don't always put it out there, we are working on these things, and we're very excited because we think a lot of it's actually going to come to fruition this year. So, okay. Operational staffing. During the regular meeting last month, I talked about conversations that I've had with the battalion chiefs, with Chief Smith, with finance and HR over our operational staffing levels. I was concerned because we had budgeted a certain level and we weren't achieving that level. Well, Chief Smith has met with stakeholders, the BCs, labor. Out of those meetings, he met with finance and he's developed a plan working with them that I fully support, and it's within our budget abilities. And he's going to be moving forward with that plan later this week. So it should provide some relief, and it's within our abilities to do so. So more to come on that, but I appreciate all of the work and time and effort that's been put into making sure that our staffing is what we think it should be. Lastly, a year ago or so, we developed an annual hiring timeline. Previously, our firefighter hiring timelines were inconsistent. And we sat down and we said, why do we do this? Why don't we just adopt an annual cycle? Well, we're within that annual cycle, and it's actually worked to our advantage because this process that Chief Smith just undertook highlighted that we are actually behind where we thought we should be. And as a result, we can update our numbers and let the consortium know in time for the academy. So these little changes that we've been making behind the scenes over the years are actually paying dividends. So that's all positive stuff. Finally, the staff reports. I mean, I think they're amazing. If the amount of work that is going on in this organization right now, I've been here 25 years in May. This is a whole new level. I'm proud of the team. They're working hard and they're putting it in paper. They're documenting what they're doing. There's built-in accountability there because if we talk about something, we're not just talking about it and saying we're busy. We're showing everybody how busy we are. So I just want to give a shout out to the team and all of the support staff below that are really working hard to improve this fire district. So any questions on the staff report?
Commissioner Burrs?
Maybe it's a little bit soon, but on refinancing the bond, did I get you right? And we wouldn't be extending the...
That's a great question. It's not extending the timeline. So it was a 20-year bond. The call date is in December on the anniversary of when it was issued. And the rates are better than they were when we bonded in the first place. And the close date on the bond would be 2035 too. So it does not extend it out. And it saves on average about $200,000 a year, but over those 10 years, it's 1.9, closer to $2 million.
I have quite a
Commissioner
couple
Fuller.
of questions. A couple of them in human resources. What is a data and business intelligence analyst do? It mentions historical data.
Well, that's it's a bit of a change from what we've had before. We've had our data team, and they've did a lot of their focus was on Q&A, data quality, making sure that what's going in is what it should be, and if it's not, cleaning it up so that our reports are compliant. We're transforming. This person will actually be more focused on looking at the data and putting the data into ways that we can interpret it and understand it better. And so, like our dashboards at the stations, we should be able to have real-time data displayed on the dashboards that help with response times or call volume or financial, whatever. This is a new position for us. So we're really excited about what opportunities it will bring. And not just the dashboards, it'll be in everything that we do, whether it's social media, whether it's our newsletters, how we use the data to message the community, to show them how we're working for them.
I can see where the commissioners will be provided some of that information that we
100%.
aren't seeing now, and it could
Absolutely.
indicate some needs and things
Absolutely.
that the commission can.
Absolutely. And even at the most basic level, if you see the work that Chief Deffenbaugh has done in terms of report completion, that data can be put in a visual representation that's easier for people to understand and digest.
What is our involvement in FIFA in the 2026
The soccer?
soccer? What do we first predict kind of things we'd be involved in?
Well, I would actually ask Chief Anderson or Smith. Is Chief Smith still here? Oh, there you are. Would you like to come get on the mic or take a mic? Come on. By the way, while he's coming to the mic, walking down the red carpet, this is what we want. We want our admin team, our representatives to be here and engage with the commission so that we're having open dialogue.
Shoot. As far as that goes, our involvement mainly right now at this point is 100% in planning and preparedness for any sort of catastrophic event. Obviously, it's some sort of terrorism event or attack on these large gatherings of people is a concern. And so the agencies that have kind of been taking the lead is emergency management through the Washington Military Department, through Seattle Fire. And then right now, the most involvement, and you've been attending the meetings, but has been predominantly through our hazardous materials team and then our maritime operations. You got anything you want to add to that?
Not necessarily.
No, yeah, we're a distance from it, but we do have a degree in hazardous material.
Yeah.
And the boat.
Yep. And they're projecting about 1.6 million people between Vancouver and Seattle in our area, in our region. So it's going to also just increase people in the area.
Freeway accidents.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It's just discussions right now.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
Where are we at on the TDA timeline? When do we think we might get delivery of the TDA? Tillard?
Not much has changed. 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. The committee made a good presentation on what they were thinking about, and that was an excellent presentation. First, what is the operation officer training? Where does the curriculum come from? When is it going to happen? All of those kinds of things.
These are great questions. And I like the fact that you're putting them on the spot.
I really enjoy this. The first program is an acronym for Fire Officer Integration, Readiness, and Skills Training. and essentially identifying that, in 2025, we have a focus of investing in our company officers. In my opinion, and I don't know that many would disagree with this, is they have the most impact on our members of the department, as well as the greatest impact and influence on the members of the community. So this is essentially something that was brought to our organization years ago that we're reconstituting, but any newly promoted lieutenant would be moved to day shift for at least 40 hours. And then we would have a curriculum built to set them up for success transitioning into that new role. And it's everything from internal, with presentations and education and training from internal stakeholders, as well as external and our regional partners.
When does it start up?
The next promotion.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all.
Are we
predicated off
ready to
promotion.
do it?
What's that?
Are we ready to do it?
About 90%.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. That will be good in succession planning for captains
Yes, sir.
down the line, to really prepare them for that position.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Oh, I think I'll leave it at that.
Okay,
Thank you.
Commissioner Gates has a question.
Not a question, but with former Commissioner Freitas here, I just want to recognize Mark, as he was on the board when we made the decision to buy the 320th Street property, which has turned out to be a very, very good deal. So,
Lucrative deal.
Investment?
I do want to agree that the details in this, I was going to print it out on, I finally decided to print it out on double-sided because there's just a lot of information and details about rebuilding an engine and doing it ourselves. That's tremendous.
I agree. And so I'd like to ask, actually, is there anything the board would like to see in these reports that they're not seeing right now?
So I was going to comment.
Or do you still have questions?
I still do.
Okay.
So really, piggybacking Commissioner Fuller, I like the detail in here. I was talking to Director Lee before the meeting. I like the before and after pictures of the vents and stuff like that, things that are taken care of. And even with the engine in there, I'm an old engine guy myself. So looking at all that stuff, I understand what it takes to put that together and the skills, right? So we do save money. I know that. So on that, can I go with my questions then, Director Ganem? So this one's for Marshal Nichols. First of all, thank you for explaining the report on the buildings. But my question is, for those who don't know, commonly known as system malfunctions, what are the system malfunctions you guys are seeing?
So the system malfunctions would be just false alarms coming in that there is no determination. I don't have enough information from the crews to say that it was a faulty detector or anything like that. They aren't technicians, so they aren't going to know. They just will hit the reset. If the system works, then it's good for them. And it's good for me.
So is there any follow-up on some of those? Do you have repeat type of style things that go on that you send someone on and take a look at again?
Yeah, if it is that the crews put them onto a fire watch, we will send out one of our deputy fire marshals to follow up, to find out, to see if a technician has come out to make the repairs, or if we need to encourage them to call for a technician to make the repairs.
Okay, thank you. And I think that's on the line of, as you well know, and Director Gano knows, all this information, we always ask for data and things like that. And Chief Crossan, I keep you're really talking about CRR, but that's all part of your CRA, right? Your community risk assessment. When you do these, all that data comes in there. So like when Director Gano talks about putting a station somewhere, that's what we're talking about, right? Where do we put the station? So on that one also, let me see here. Chief Devenbaugh, your turn. Sorry. I know on your report you have 81 missing drills. Can you tell me, was there a common theme of why the drills are missing?
So that was when I first got here
Okay.
and started looking at our compliance with our training for the EMS side. The why that we had that many drills missing, I think, was just a lack of oversight in that area and a lack of focus in that area. So just with bringing attention to it and gentle reminders and once in a while a requirement, we were able to get everybody caught up on the extremely past due ones. And so now our focus is keeping them caught up to date by about 2 to 3 weeks after the quarter is complete. Technically, by the state, they're required to have those drills completed within 2 weeks of the quarter ending.
Okay. And I know this is probably a question for you or maybe Chief Cross or someone who's tracking it, but who is tracking the nearest from Enver's and nearest right now? Anyone?
Nearest is actually, we have some IT people that are paying more attention to the nearest requirements. I'm tracking more the WEMSIS, NEMSIS, DOH.
Okay. Maybe Director Gannon, I'd like to find out just to make sure.
It's
Okay.
talked about at staff meetings.
Thank you.
Screwed up his name last time too. Isaac Tucker, our IT manager, is watching that transition. And as our data analyst moves out and the new data analyst BI comes into play, they're going to be part of that process.
Okay.
Yes.
So I know that they're building that as they go along, so as you know, it's supposed to bypass state information that you would get. And so they don't even know still of how that's going to work. So that's very important for everything, for all the reporting that we all do. Thank you, Chief Darmaw. Oh, okay. Chief Winter, I had a question. Sorry. So you attended the Washington State Safety Collaborative, and what you discussed in there, I was wondering if you would be incorporating any of that into the department somehow, some way?
What are you asking specific? Is it the exercise program or the heavy metals testing?
No, you had the Washington State Safety Collaborative, and when you talked about discussing behavioral health, heavy metals, yeah, that one, same type of thing.
Yes.
Cancer screenings, stuff like that.
Cancer screening has been done in the zone by Gallery, and the Gallery's a broad spectrum cancer testing, and we participated in it using our own insurance. So it was an elective. It wasn't something sponsored by the organization. The heavy metal testing, we're actively trying to get our 4 firefighters who were deployed to the California wildfires tested for heavy metals exposure. We'll accomplish that through LabCorp, but we're looking actually to get a prescription sent for us by our physical vendor, LifeScan.
You do explain why they're doing the heavy metal stuff from the fires in California?
That's a good question. Thanks. So much of what was burning in California was unknown. It was the exposure to electrical vehicle fires, the lithium-ion batteries, and the high concentration of heavy metals. And we wanted to get a baseline test for these individuals. And we've also encouraged them to fill out an exposure form through our Employee Resource Center, through our health and safety page.
Yeah, because that was a lot of, as everyone knows, I think, Director Gannon, like every other car down there's a Tesla. So they had a lot down there. Thank you, Chief Winter.
Thank you.
Chief Smith, you lucked out because Commissioner Fuller asked about first. I had that on my list, but thank you. That's all I have. Anyone else? I'm sorry. Dan?
Oh, you have something else?
Yeah, really, this is kind of a silly one, but is there, probably Lori, you might be the right person for this. Is there a way that we could do like a printer-friendly version of this? Because we had like 64 pages, and some of them are the way they're designed.
You're talking about the board packet, not the staff
The board
report.
packet and pretty much just anything I'm going to be printing out.
Okay.
The packet for the commissioner meetings.
Smaller, Mark. That'll reduce the thing.
It was just, with the stuff when you get the pictures and stuff, it was like, that was about $50 for me to print all this out.
I don't know where you're printing at, but maybe we should start with that.
Because I had just put in a new cartridge and they were down to 0 by the time I finished this packet.
Well, it's funny because the pictures have actually, have caused some formatting problems for Lori, but it sounds like we want more graphics and pictures, so we'll have to figure that out.
I know sometimes you can do a printer version, printer friendly, where it gets rid of some of that. And I don't know if it's not capable, then fine.
We can look at it.
Be cool.
Yeah. Kind of on this note, I did meet with the team this morning, and because it was the first time we had the majority of people attend just due to conflicts. And we want to make sure that we're following up. I've spoken to many of you over the years, and I know that when we don't follow through, people take note. And so it's important when you ask these questions, even if they're not in attendance, that we're capturing it so they can follow up with you. And you've seen that tonight. So thank you very much. Finally, before we switch to budget, I want to own that mistake that you pointed out tonight. No, it's not acceptable, and we can do better. And while we can justify the language that's in the MOUs that was agreed upon, there is a flaw in our process by which we need to incorporate feedback before we get to that level. So I'm here right now. I own that. Okay. Okay. Budget? Is that where we're at?
Yes.
All right. So 3 months through the year, 1 quarter through the year, 25%. We are under budget for the year. We're currently at 21 9/10%, which puts us about 2.65% under budget for the year. Now we know why. We have vacant positions, which is that's a really good place to be at this point in time. So tonight, with the particulars, we have Matt Reinhardt here. Who's here?
Is me.
I'm sorry, Finance Supervisor Barrett. I saw Matt and I didn't know why he was attending. You're up.
Okay, so this month we have mid-month utilities totaling $82,924.02. Accounts payable warrants totaling $1,800,488.86. Payroll direct deposit totaling $1,587,029.79. EFTPS totaling $337,898.62. Medical claims processed as of March 18th totaling $238,596.99 for a total approval of $4,046,938.28.
$4 million. Is it? Yes. It's a big budget now.
Any other questions?
I'll move approval of the vouchers.
Thank you. Motion by Commissioner Gates, second by Commissioner Fuller. Any discussion on the vouchers on the table? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. So this time the board convened in executive session per RCW 42.30.110. 1I, to discuss with legal counsel representing agency matters related to agency enforcement actions, or discuss with legal counsel representing agency litigation or potential litigation to which the agency, the governing body, or a member acting in an official capacity is or is likely to become a party when public knowledge regarding discussion is likely to result in adverse legal or financial consequence to the agency. Joining the board executive session will be Executive Director Ganem, Executive Secretary Perry, Legal Counsel. It is now 5:50 and we're recessed until 6:35.